Welcome to Living with Repurpose. I'm Julie Khuu, and this series will show you how to turn broken items into your new favorite room. So here's our dining space. You can see that we have beautiful pieces of furniture in the room, but they're all mismatched and totally dated. I love the shape of this chair, but the cushions are soiled. The size of the dining table is great, but the surface needs refinishing. The armoire is broken, but this has so much potential to be a focal point of our new dining room. I have a great idea for a bold color palette that will tie the entire room together for a cohesive look. So let's get started. So here's our old armoire. I removed the cabinet doors and hardware, and we're gonna give it a fresh new look with bright blue turquoise paint. You don't need to sand the wood since it's already a laminate. Now that we've painted the armoire a bright, bold turquoise, I want to add contrast by lining the interior shelves with textured placemats. Just cut the placemats to size, then use double-sided tape to put them in place. Many times you can fix an old bent hinge by hammering it back into place. Use a towel to soften the blow so you don't accidentally shatter the hinge. I decided to spray paint all the hardware from the armoire gold. This will really add a bold contrast to the turquoise. Once the handles and decorative hardware is dry, I can start reaffixing it to the armoire. I'm also going to install a wine glass rack to make the most of the center storage space. This will allow you to keep your entire bar contained. I'm starting this project by painting the surface of the table with a satin black paint. I'm loving the way this looks. I want to apply the same satin black to the apron and leave the legs unfinished for that stylish contrast. I'll be using an angled brush to really get into the details. This step may require one more coat of paint depending on the table that you start with. It's time to refinish our old chairs. The first step is to remove the cushions and recover it with this old quilt. All I had to do was remove a bolt, but your chairs may be made differently. I'm using this quilt I found, but you can use any fabric you like. Start by using a general adhesive spray to attach the fabric to the seat. Then use a staple gun to make sure the fabric cover stays secure. Use butcher paper and painter's masking tape to cover any areas you don't want to paint. The final step is to spray paint our frame the same satin black as a new finish on our old dining table. It may take a few coats of paint to achieve the desired look. Finally, you can reattach the seats to complete this project. I'd like to cover the basic ceiling lights with something more interesting, so I'm repurposing this wicker basket I found. Cut off the handles, then cut a hole in the center of the bottom. Try not to remove too much material from the center. You want it to be big enough to fit over the light socket, but small enough that it'll stay in place when you're finished. I always like to add a few small art pieces to make a bold statement in any room, and the gold here will match the accents we painted on the armoire. By adding window treatments and centerpieces in the same color palette, the entire room will finally feel like it's all come together. Whether you're enjoying dinner, hosting friends, or sharing cocktails, you've got the perfect place to entertain your guests.